100 billion packs of instant noodles are consumed yearly. That's nearly 13 packs for every person. But have you ever wondered how these noodles are made? In today's video, we will look into the processes involved in the production of instant noodles. Step 1. Mixing stage. The production begins with getting the main raw material, which is the wheat flour. Wheat flour is chosen specifically for its high gluten content, which is what gives the noodles their chewiness and structure. The flour, kept in storage silos, is transported to a production center by truck. There, it is loaded into large industrial mixers that continuously process tons of flour per day. Then mixed with water, a pinch of salt, and sometimes alkaline salts like kansui. This alkaline salt gives instant noodles their bouncy texture and slightly yellow color. This process is a carefully calibrated one that involves getting the right balance of moisture, which is crucial for the noodles to maintain their shape and texture. Once the dough is mixed, what follows is kneading the mixture to form a smooth, elastic dough that can be easily rolled and cut into noodles. After kneading, the dough is allowed to rest for a set period. This resting time allows the gluten to relax, making the dough more flexible. This helps make the following phase, which involves rolling and cutting, much easier. Step 2. Rolling and cutting phase. Once the perfect dough is obtained, it goes through a series of rollers that flatten it to the desired thickness. The dough, initially thicker than your arm, is transformed into a thin sheet, thinner than rice paper. This process not only determines the final thickness of the noodles, but also contributes to their unique texture. Passing through the rollers helps develop the gluten in the flour, giving the noodles their characteristic elasticity. As the dough is repeatedly passed through the rollers, it is stretched and thinned until it reaches the right thickness for instant noodles. Once transformed into a thin sheet, the dough is directed to cutting machines, where it is cut into noodles. This process, although it may seem simple, is a turning point in the production of instant noodles. This is where the length and width of the noodles are defined. Each cutter is equipped with an array of blades that can be adjusted to produce noodles of various shapes and sizes, from the thin threads of ramen soup to the wider flat noodles of pasta. Depending on the type of instant noodle being produced, the cutting machine can have different blade configurations to create specific shapes. After cutting, the noodles are not yet ready for the soup. For the noodles to be ready, they must still be separated using various automated systems within the factory outlets, and this takes us to the next phase. Step 3. Noodle separation phase. The noodles are separated and collected on trays or conveyors. At this stage, a starch coating is applied to the noodles to prevent them from sticking together. The noodles are initially too moist and tender for long-term pantry storage. To overcome this, the noodles undergo a steam cooking process during which they are exposed to high temperatures. This step contributes to the development of their ultimate flavor and texture. Next, they undergo a quick frying process that removes moisture and makes them crispy, which is also responsible for facilitating their long-term storage. This rapid cooking process aims to stabilize the structure of the noodles and remove excess surface starch. After pre-cooking, the noodles are rinsed with cold water to stop the cooking process and reduce their temperature. This helps to maintain the right texture of the noodles and prevents them from becoming soggy. Once the noodles are rinsed and cooled, they are drained to remove excess water. The noodles are subjected to a drying process to remove the remaining moisture. This process can be carried out through air drying or deep frying. In the case of air drying, the noodles are placed in areas with good air circulation to allow moisture to evaporate gradually. During the drying process, temperature and time are carefully controlled to avoid overheating or inadequate drying of the noodles. For deep frying, most traditional instant noodles are fried in palm oil at around 140 degrees Celsius, 284 degrees Fahrenheit, for 1 to 2 minutes. The result is that familiar block of dry and compact noodles ready to be cooked in some hot water. Step 4. formation of the noodle broths. This next phase is one of the most interesting parts of the noodle making process, and it involves the formation of the noodle blocks. After steaming and frying, the noodles are placed in molds that give them their characteristic square or circular shape, typical of the instant noodles we know. These steps make up only half of the journey that noodles go through before reaching your bowl. Each step is meticulously designed to ensure that every package of noodles provides a consistent and delightful experience. But what exactly happens after the noodles are dried and ready to be packaged for distribution? The next step is the production of the toppings and seasonings that give each bowl of instant noodles its unique flavor and personality. While the noodle block remains essentially the same in each brand, it's the broth and seasonings that gave each package their distinct taste. Instant noodle broths can be very diverse, ranging from classic chicken broth to rich and spicy options. Each broth is prepared separately in enormous kettles that can hold up to thousands of liters of soup at a time. Spices, aromatic ingredients, and proteins are slowly cooked together, resulting in a rich and concentrated liquid that is later dehydrated and turned into powder. These dry seasonings not only add flavor, but also texture and color to the final soup, making each bowl a delight for the consumer. Once the broths and seasonings are ready, it's time to package them along with the noodles. Step 5. Packaging. At this final stage, the noodle blocks, powdered broth, and dry seasonings are placed together in individual packages. This not only keeps all the components together, but also ensures the freshness of the ingredients. A maintenance of the constant appearance and consistency of the noodles is expected in order to preserve the unique experience that customers require from the consumption of the instant noodle product. Once packaged, the noodles are ready to be sent to stores around the world, waiting for consumption. The design of instant noodle packaging is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also functional. The inner aluminum foil keeps the noodles fresh and protected from light, moisture, and microorganisms. Some packages are designed to serve as a temporary bowl, allowing the preparation and consumption of noodles in the same packaging. To ensure that each package of instant noodles reaches you in perfect condition, companies implement rigorous quality controls, and products undergo tests of strength, visual inspections, and most importantly, taste tests. A team of expert tasters test each batch of noodles and broths to ensure they meet the taste expectations. However, despite their convenience and popularity, it is also true that instant noodles have been criticized for their sodium levels and trans fat content. In this regard, the industry has worked to reduce salt content and eliminate trans fats from their products. Some brands have launched lines of noodles with lower sodium content, more fiber, and gluten-free versions. Thus, instant noodles evolved to adapt to the changing needs and demand of consumers without giving up their essence of being a quick and easy-to-prepare meal. Invented in 1958 by Momofuku Ando in Japan, instant noodles were created with an aim to create a quick, affordable, and long-lasting food solution. His innovation has since revolutionized fast and convenient eating around the world today. Almost without a doubt, instant noodles has become one of the most recognizable meals. This fascinating process transforms simple ingredients into one of the world's most popular foods consumed by millions today. Whether enjoyed as a snack or a meal, instant noodles continue to offer an affordable, accessible, and comforting option. Understanding their production increases our appreciation for the innovation and effort behind every pack we so easily enjoy. For every bowl of instant noodle soup you consume, it's quite refreshing to know that it's all the final product of a meticulous and cautious process carried out in an industrial factory. That's the end for today, guys. Hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated on our latest content.